Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on this great afternoon to yet another episode of Sporting 160, this being episode number 13. I am joined here with my good colleagues, Danny and Steph. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good, bro. How are you doing?
I can't complain, man. I've really just been enjoying this whole month of just watching soccer games, so I can't complain.
Yeah, me too.
Steph?
Epá, eu estou bem, meu. Não podia estar melhor. A Argentina perdeu 3-0 ainda melhor.
I'm
You know,
actually rooting for them, man.
We'll get into that, but
We'll get into that a little
just
bit
know
later.
that I'm a genius. That's all I have to say.
Well, you know,
Viva
we'll
Dan.
dive into it. We'll dive into it. But guys, let's start off the show. Sporting announced we finally have a coach. They announced last week that we were going to have a coach, and the coach in play is Sinisa Mijalovic. Guys, what was your first opinions, your first thoughts on hearing the name? Danny?
Well, it's not. It wasn't my first choice. I think I go with most Sportingistas. We weren't really expecting him to be our coach, but the more I looked into him and the little I know, but again, the more I looked into him, it was a good choice. I think I'm very optimistic of our future at Sporting. This is going to be already a young squad as it is, and Mialovic or whatever his name is, he's a guy that likes to he puts a lot of faith in youth. He was the coach that put Donnarumma in net for AC Milan at 16 years old or something ridiculous like that. So it's very optimistic. I think I've seen a lot of Sportingistas last year complaining about Jorge Jesus not putting faith in the youth and always buying a bunch of 30-year-olds, blah blah blah. And I don't think we're not gonna have that problem necessarily now with Milojevic. It's true he didn't win any trophies, but if you look at the teams he played for, or he not played for, sorry, he coached, it's a tough ask. Fiorentina is a tough ask. They're not the same Fiorentina as in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Sampdoria isn't the same Sampdoria in the past, though he had a great, I think 2 or 3 seasons at Sampdoria. AC Milan wasn't good, but better men have tried and failed at AC Milan. Torino's Torino. He made Torino a decent team with decent players. Was able to hold on to players, but that aging back line and not enough young players in their academy to really step in to really help him out. But he's done okay wherever he's gone. I'm not too worried. I think he's a good choice. I think he's a good manager, but we'll see. It's always tough for a foreigner to come in and do the job, even if they're Spanish, right? But seeing he's Serbian, so it's a different language barrier. Though he speaks Italian, it's still different. We'll see how he gets on. I hope him all the best, whether we wanted him or not. The fact is, he's our manager now, and there's nothing else to do but support him until if things go wrong, maybe we'll get another manager. But for now, it's the start. Let's support him. Let's back our manager.
Yeah, I agree. Steph, what's your take on it?
I agree with Danny 100%. I'm just going to piggyback, so I won't take too much time. He's our coach. We got to support him at 100%. I know we all know that Sporting, try to talk to different coaches, and for whatever reasons, which we'll never know, or maybe later we'll know, they said no, or they wanted more money, whatever was the case. But this one said yes, and people saying he never won any titles. Who won titles in Italy? Juventus, and Juventus. I mean, so for people to say he never won titles in Italy, of course not, because Juventus was winning all of them basically. Maybe one cup was Sampdoria or whatever, but that was the main reason. And he's my coach as a Sportingista. I'm sick and tired of fighting with other Sportingistas. We should be fighting with Benfiquistas and Portistas. There's too much fighting going on between us, and to me, it's I'm getting sick of it. I'm getting frustrated and exhausted. So I think, like we say in the Portuguese gíria, temos que enterrar o Machado de Guerra. Enough is enough. As
Right.
Sportinguistas, we should get together, support Sporting Clube Portugal, fundado em 1906. Esforço, dedicação, devoção e glória. É o lema do Sporting, and enough is enough. Let's support our coach. Let's support the team we have now. A lot of youth. He's good with the youth, from what I understand. So I feel really good. I feel that next year we're gonna have a great team. I know people are freaking out because we lost some key players, but if you think about it, the goalie, it's an important position, but we're getting an Italian goal with a lot of experience, Fabiano.
Yeah. Yep.
And then Salah, he also knows the Portuguese league quite well. And then we have a third goalie, which is very experienced too, Maximiano. So I think in the goalie position, we're not going to have a big struggle. Defense, we're looking pretty sharp. And midfield as well. William Carvalho, section of him now, because a lot of Sportingistas criticize him as being slow, like a turtle. All of a sudden, oh meu Deus, perdemos o William Carvalho, que é que se vai passar? I don't get it. We bipolar as fans. So let's support our team. Let's support the guys we have now. Let's support this coach, which, I like him. He has a good-looking wife and good-looking kids. I'm only kidding about that, of course. But that's always a motivation. É fine, it's always a motivation. Não, na galhofa, tu na galhofa, claro. But I think we're gonna be in good shape, and I'm optimistic about this coach just because he bets on the youth, and that's what we want. For many months we say, "Epa, Jorge Jesus, he doesn't give a chance to the youth." Well, this one will give the chance to the youth. So let's see what's going to happen. And I'm very optimistic and very excited. I'm not going to be naive, but if we finish on the top 3 in the Liga NOS, that's a good year.
And it's expected too.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna go out a little crazy. I know preseason hasn't even started, but I don't think we're going to finish worse than second place this year.
Nice.
But he wasn't my first coach. I actually didn't really like the hire. But then I started seeing, started doing more digging, doing more research. And he was very good at Italy for coaching those mid-table teams, Torino, Sampdoria. He did with what he could, which is good because at Sporting, you're not going to be able to go get, all these expensive players. So it's good that we have a manager that knows how to work with what he has. And I think it's also a manager that's going to not divide the locker room, kind of bring the locker room together, bring that leadership, I guess you can say. And yeah, he hasn't won titles. But, how many titles did JJ win before going to Benfica, So coach has got to start somewhere. I'm glad he came on board. Maybe he was the only one who had the balls to take the job, so credit to him. And I think everyone needs to get behind him, whether you wanted him as your first choice or not. The thing is, he's here. He's our coach now. He's our new manager, so we all get to get behind him. So let's hope for the best. And I honestly think Sportingistas and even the Liga NOS is going to be in for a little bit of surprise. I think everyone's kind of writing us off. But just wait on it.
And quickly, just to hit on a point, not only how many trophies did JJ win before going to the Benfica, but coming to Sporting, how many trophies did JJ win? And then how many trophies did JJ win at Sporting?
Exactly.
All because you've won trophies in the past doesn't guarantee trophies in the future. So that argument kind of baffles me a bit from Benfica, from Sporting. Sorry.
Right. I mean, look, he's not going to do worse than third place. And that's honestly where JJ had us. I don't think we do worse than third place, and honestly, I don't think we do.
We'll see. I don't think so too, and I think he has the team. Even with I know we did lose a lot of key players, but even with the team we have now, there's no way, but it's good enough for third place, and the best we could have done with those other guys were third place.
Okay, so let me ask you something.
Minimum wouldn't be bad. Especially with the youth. Now, do I think we're gonna maybe past that? And if we're playing a better style football, he's used to the 4-3-3 attacking. He's even went and played 5 at the back or 3 at the back, depending on how you look at it in Italy. So if he gives us something like that and a decent Europa League run, I don't think we're gonna crucify him first season. But I also don't think that we have that many high expectations, which is good for him because of how many key players we lost.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Okay, that's cool. Listen, Rui Patricio was supposed to be sold this year. So, okay, he wasn't sold because of the whole controversy, which talking about it's kind of going around in circles. We know he resigned, and most likely he'll have to pay up because they tried to make a deal, and Sporting wasn't satisfied with it, and then he signed with the club anyway. So now it looks really bad on Rui Patricio. It looks like he did it purposely. So in the FIFA, when they look at it, Rui Patricio, 99.9%, will lose the case against Sporting because they'll see as, oh, you wanted to sign 2 days ago, and then you pulled the plug saying just cause. It's not going to fly. So Rui Patricio kind of fucked himself a little bit, a lot. But anyway, if it wasn't for the just cause, he was supposed to be sold. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be sold. William.
Okay, William. Ubataglia, perhaps.
Gelson. I think Gelson might have been another player that was kind of on the fence of heading out too.
So the major three, Rui, William, and Gelson, this year was supposed to be the year they were sold.
Agreed.
The only negative thing about this whole thing was the just cause. Instead of us making a lot of money now in 2018, we're going to make the money in 2020 or 21 when we win the cases in court.
Right.
So with that said, this is where Sportingistas have to realize. With that said, Rui Patricio, it was going to be gone. William's going to be gone. Justin Martinez was going to be gone. Regardless of the just cause or selling them, we're going to have to reconstruct the team and replace them with other players. It's exactly what's going on now. I don't see what the drama is. The drama is that people listen too much to Record a Bola e o Jogo, and they forget that these players were supposed to be sold this year. So regardless, these players we're going to be gone. So the team we have now was the team we're going to have anyway.
Yeah. Apparently,
you see what I mean? But I think there's also a few other. I think Daniel Province would have played a big part in this team.
No, not really.
I think Bas Dost would have too.
Bas Dost, I agree that Bas Dost foi o único que racharam a cabeça,
No, I'm not even saying whether it was just or not. I'm just saying, in terms of a Sportingista maybe feeling a bit more not as confident this season. I think it's because maybe we would have sold those 3, but I think Bruno Fernandes would have stayed another season. I think Province would have stayed another season.
But Bruno Fernandes,
shit happens.
But Bruno Fernandes instead because he was ungrateful. Because nobody hit him, nobody touched him. You know what happened with Rafael Leão the day of the attack. You know where he was with Rafael Leão?
He was in the gym, or he wasn't even there, or something like that.
It was in the gym. So what reason does he have to resign with Sporting besides being Benfiquista?
He's you just took the words out of my mouth. You answered.
No, I'm not.
He should change his name to Rafael Aguirre, really, or Rafael Burro, because he's not Rafael Leão. Because Leão is our symbol. He's a dumb kid. Why is he putting likes all over Twitter?
Yeah,
is he regretful now? Is he regretting what he did?
I'm not even that worried about him. He's still a potential. He can end up being a flop. He can end up being amazing. Who knows, right?
I know, but Sporting invested a lot of time on him, a lot of time and money too.
For sure, and it sucks. But what I'm saying is, in terms of the team next season, I think maybe a few players that have rescinded, like Province, like Bruno Fernandes. I don't think we would have sold Battaglia and Gelson. Maybe one.
Bruno Fernandes, is he that good? Really? Let's be honest.
He was our best player last season. Let's not.
Absolutely, I don't know.
This is the homework I'm going to give you. Go back and see how many passes he missed every single game.
Man.
Okay, but also look at how many passes He's
Look at
completed.
look at
How
the
important he was.
seleção nacional. Não está a fazer merda nenhuma.
But that's everyone. It's not just him.
Affected.
Oh,
He's
I
affected.
mean, he came in and he was passing
He's not sleeping well.
to não está a dormir, pois não. Está no chão com sabonete.
No, but what I mean, I'm not. Listen, são filhos da puta. Nonetheless, I'm not defending them rescinding their contracts. All I'm saying is, I get why some Sportingistas and myself included, why we might not be as confident, because sure, I see that we were gonna sell Rui Patricio, William, and then either Gelson or Battaglia, right, one or the other. But then we would have also kept maybe Podence, maybe Bruno Fernandes. So maybe we would have had a bit more to us.
Okay,
but
Podence.
Then at the same time, we get back Mateus Pereira. We have Rafinha on the wings. We get back Geraldo to play where Bruno Fernandes is playing.
Aí está.
So at the end of the day, it's not terrible. What I was saying was, this team is still good enough to get third. We're losing all these star players, but we only finished third. It's not like we won a league with these guys. So it's
exactly.
It gives the manager a good heading where we're not expecting much. If we were to sack Jorge Jesus, still have these guys, and then get Milojevic, we would be expecting. Listen, if you don't win the title the first season, or at least compete, get the fuck out of here next season. But now this season he has a bit of leeway, and he has even more youth to work with,
which I think helps him in the long run, because there's going to be not much pressure on him. So it's perfect.
Exactly.
It's the perfect scenario.
Exactly. That was the only point I was really trying to make.
No, it's a really good, valid point. I don't think Bruno Fernandes is better than o Chico Geraldo, to tell the truth. Chico Geraldo, it was good that he played in other teams as a loan, because now he's coming back mature, just like o Carlos Mané. O Carlos Mané, his knee was messed up. Now he's back on full fitness. And also Mateus Pereira, back on full fitness. As you saw the videos, he's working out this summer.
Yeah.
He's coming back to make some noise. You know what I mean? So I'm very optimistic about season 2018-19. The only thing that we lack of is a little bit of experience. But let's say Marcelo is full of experience,
right,
as a center back.
The goalkeeper
Rafinha,
coming in.
Guimarães, the goalkeeper too. Even Salah at the backup, he's full of experience. If Mathieu stays, full of experience. If Kouate stays, full of experience. Like Danny said, and I think he's correct. If Kouate leaves, that's when we get the Paraguay.
Yeah.
We kept Ritovski. We on the verge.
Piccini's still staying too, isn't he?
Piccini's still staying.
Coentrão as well.
We didn't resign. Piccini couldn't resign as the wife is Sportingista, levava ainda nos cornos, ao caralho.
Ainda bem.
I'm only kidding, because his wife is Sportingista. And then we have on the left wing, we have
and we just also we signed Bruno Gaspar.
Yeah, Bruno Gaspar.
Bruno, yeah.
Pois.
Good
E
kid.
temos o Lumor, he's Dutch, with he's still young. So I don't think we're in that bad of a shape. We just need to get a good striker, because we Doumbia, he stayed or find a dandy, but last year he didn't give us a good feeling.
So, maybe it'll be the Doumbia revival. Maybe.
Hopefully. But
who knows?
I still think we go in for another striker.
No, absolutely. I believe Vieto is on his way, possibly too. We tried to.
Disseste o Vieto?
O Vieto. The Argentinian.
I thought you said Lietzen. This guy já está irritado, man.
Hey, I'd take Lietzen.
No, Vieto. I believe he's on his way. I don't know. Those are just rumors I've been seeing.
I hope so, man. What was the guy from Torino? He's got it starts with an L.
Lilik or Lilik.
Yeah.
Lilik.
Liajic or something like that.
Yeah, he would be a good signing too.
Great. Yeah, I don't know how this will. I don't know if we'll get him or not. We'll see.
Maybe on loan. I mean,
maybe
it could always be an option. Maybe. I don't know if they'd want to loan him out, but that could be.
You guys, I think we have one. You guys heard about Manchester City?
Did you guys heard about wanting to get Rafael Leão?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see what they want to do?
No, I didn't. As far as loaning out some of their youth players to us in exchange? Was that what it
No, they
was?
didn't say youth players. They said players.
Oh, just
It
players.
could be
Okay.
senior players. They said we will loan players to you, and we would pay for their salary. So basically, the only thing we would get in return would be um, o desportivo, mais nada. Because we would develop them. If they would play well that year, great. If they didn't, they would go back. But financially, we wouldn't get anything.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where if Spartan don't really have anything to profit from it, and we're developing other teams' players, I honestly wouldn't want to do that. I'd want to keep developing our youth product, not other teams'
Mm.
youth products. That's just
But
my opinion.
but is that a good option? I'm asking
No,
you and
no, no.
Denny.
I want the money. I want money.
I know, but we're gonna be we're
Depends
gonna
on
be struggling next year.
it depends on who comes in. They have a good young left back. He's Ukrainian. I don't know his name. They have
I
that
know
and another
exactly who you're
Spaniard.
talking about, but I think he's on
So
the
like
move.
if they come in, let's say they come in, I wouldn't mind that on a free, no coin. If let's say we can't get Cointrão, that's not bad. But it all depends on who we get. It all depends on who we get.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
I also agree with Bruno too. If it's another team's players that we're
Guys,
developing, there's no point. Forza.
breaking news. Viviano just became the Sporting new goalie.
Great.
Oh
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Sick.
just now it was announced. So that's good.
Tá lá o bacalhau lá no Twitter, huh?
O bacalhau, pá, com grelos e com azeite e vinagre. Yeah, but I mean, I'm very optimistic, and I think we're going to have a very competitive team and a team that plays as a team instead of individuals. That's what I would like to see in this new team.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree, guys. So moving on, we are moving on, as everyone knows, on the 23rd, temos uma Assembleia Geral. Steph, take it away, my politician man.
Okay, so everything I know, it's by reading the Sporting newspaper, or listening to and watching Sporting TV, and by listening to Sporting160. Assembleia Geral is going to be this Saturday on the 23rd, and basically to vote for the continuation of Bruno Carvalho or not. So I foresee to be a very difficult assembly because we're going to have, and I hate it so much with all my heart. I don't know why we're so divided, but it's going to be an Assembleia Geral pretty much divided with pros and cons. The ones that they still think that Bruno Carvalho should stay, and the ones that they think he should get out of kicked off of Sporting. So, with that said, if Bruno Carvalho is voted to stay, then what should happen, and Marta Soares, o bombeiro, o velhote, he promised, and it's all over the news. Even the newspapers we don't like, Record, a Ball, o Jogo, and CMTV, and Playboy magazine, and all that stuff. It states, he said it himself, that he will schedule another General Assembly to replace them, which they call the MAG, a Mesa da Assembleia Geral, and to replace o Conselho Fiscal. That's what he said. If the fans vote for Bruno Carvalho to stay. So with that said, so Bruno Carvalho, os sócios, they say, no, he's going to stay. And all the noise should come down. Ricardo, Sobrinho, Aldimo, Pai, Filho, Espírito Santo, they all should shut the fuck up for the best of the Sporting. And they should let Bruno Carvalho run the show. And then Marta Soares, still in charge of the Mesa Assembleia Geral, to schedule another AG to replace them and to replace the Conselho Fiscal. Now, let's look at the other way. Se Bruno Carvalho is kicked out of the club within 45 days, they have to schedule elections. So then, like Sporting 60, o Pedro e o João falaram, it's not a good thing because 45 days to put together your team. Let's say I want to go for president. I have to choose my vice president and so on and so on and so on. It takes time. So now I'm rushing. Let's say Danny, he wants to do it. It takes time. So because now we have how many people saying they will go for president? O Castro, o médico antigo, o Varandas. We have Ricardi, que ainda também falou, he said it recently he would do it too. So there's a bunch of people that they would say they would love to go for president. But it takes time to put their team together. So 45 days, it's a little bit short, but that's what it says on the rules and regulations no Estatuto de Sporting. If Bruno Carvalho is kicked out, he'll stay within those 45 days. Bruno Carvalho will still run the show for 45 more days. And then on the 46th day, we'll have Ages, and then he'll be replaced. So that's the two scenarios. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly.
Well, that's the way it's supposed to happen if it's that simple.
Right, but in Portugal, it's never that simple.
I was just
exactly.
It's never
a lot
that
of hypocrites.
It's a lot.
I'm not sure if Bruno Carvalho stays. I'm not sure the MAG is just gonna.
I don't think so.
Sit back and.
I think they're gonna keep fighting.
After this whole attack, let's see. I hope I'm wrong. For the better of Sporting, I hope they realize, But if it's the other way around, just a quick question: if it's the other way around, can Bruno Carvalho then go towards elections, or is he not allowed to run?
No. Not
allowed to run, eh?
No. The only time he could go for elections if he had resigned himself back in. And I agree com o Pedro e com o Zé. If people criticize me, let them be. Eu tenho costas largas, já sou malado. But when the attack na academia aconteceu, I think that's when Bruno Carvalho should have resigned, because then the election could be pushed back down to September or October, when we have, I think, a deadline, a couple weeks for the Seleção Nacional, and that's when the election should be. And then he would have all this time to prepare the season until, the whole summer and all that. And I still think he would win the elections back in September, because then he would be able to prove himself, this and then defend himself. But he didn't do it. Mas eu concordo totalmente com o Pedro e com o Zé e com o João. That's when he should have done the resignation a few months ago. But now it's too late, so never mind. So the 23rd is key.
Yeah.
And if we sócios, just so you guys know, you guys know what's uma procuração?
Yep, I had to do it not too long ago.
Yeah, okay. Uma procuração basically is when you give somebody an official document saying you can vouch for me. So there's something going on that if you live outside of Portugal, you're able to give it to another sócio that lives in Portugal, and they can vote for you. So I gave my votes to Ana Gassan. She's a very active Sportingista.
Yeah, I've seen her on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter. So I gave her my procuração, my documentation. As minhas cotas, they all paid until December 2019. And I didn't pay it any further because we just can't. The system doesn't allow me, because I would. And, me personally, so people are not mistaken, I'm a Bruno Carvalho supporter, but more his project than him. I support his project, because
he's got the vision.
Yeah, if I had another president that would step up and say, eu vou continuar com o projeto Bruno Carvalho, I possibly would vote for that person, because Bruno Carvalho has to learn to shut up too. He has to learn not to be so vocal on Facebook. I don't think it was correct of him. No, I don't. I mean, let me go back. He was totally wrong in sending messages to Rui Patricio and whatever other players he sent to. That's why you have a structure. If you have André Geraldes, he's your team manager. If you have Jorge Jesus, you talk to them. Let them talk to the players. That's how a structure functions. It goes up and down. You don't talk directly. I mean, I'm a military guy. Maybe I'm thinking this way. But I don't skip a step to talk to my commanding officer. because my chief will bang me in the ass, basically. Say, well, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
So you have to respect the chain of command, and Bruno Carvalho didn't do that. If you have a beef with the team, fala com o André Geraldo. He was a team manager. Or you talk to Jorge Jesus, he's the coach, and let them talk to the players. And that's why I think he was wrong. Because in our day and age, this is the 21st century, if you send a text message or an email, any hacker can get access to it. Now we can see it. So
not only that, but it's already been released, a couple of the messages between him and the players too.
By the players.
So everything's out. I mean, you can't really hide anything in this day and age. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
Yep. Yeah. That's why, it is what it is. Miss Pronto, I've been talking for too much. I'm thirsty now.
All right, guys. So the key date to remember is the 23rd this weekend. So to all the Sportingistas listening, definitely tune in to see what happens with the results of that. Guys, we're moving on now. Let's move on to the World Cup. And before we talk about the other teams, let's, of course, talk about Portugal. Let's dive into that first game. I think Steph had predicted it right. Steph said it was going to be a 3-3 tie. Steph, congratulations.
Baby. Thank
you. You got it. Danny, I want to hear from you. What was your thoughts on the game?
Instant classic, first and foremost. I think I'm going to remember that game for the rest of my life. What a game.
Yeah.
Ronaldo doing what GOATs do, carrying his team to the finish line. First penalty was a obvious penalty. I think it was Nacho. He was kind of dumb on what he did. Ronaldo buries that. Spain were dominant, of course, but that was our game plan from the get-go. From we going back to the Euro 2016, trying to hit them on the counter, not really worrying too much on ball possession, and we looked good going forward. We looked decent. I think Gonçalo Guedes, maybe, and even Bruno Fernandes, maybe the occasion got to them, but I don't know. Maybe they're nervous. Maybe they just don't fit into this system. Their first game, they looked. I mean, Gonçalo Guedes more than Bruno Fernandes. They looked decent, but they looked miles, short of the occasion. Spain came back, got that 1-1. Then Ronaldo scores the 2-1. David De Gea frango, looking like earlier. Actually, let me not talk bad about the guy. Just a frango.
He just
a
did.
frango. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's just I have hatred in my heart. Anyways, and then Spain comes back. I think the second goal was bullshit. What's up? All right. I think the second goal was bullshit from us defending. And then the third goal, what a beauty. And then our Ronaldo just fucking bangs in a free kick. An amazing game. 3-3, instant classic. And, that's all I got to say, man. I think Portugal needed to look better. We'll obviously get into the Morocco game, but we don't look – we have some promising aspects to our game.
Bruno. I think we lost him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Steph.
So basically, I'll go on. So like you said, the Portugal Spain game, what a beauty. So far, it's still the best game of the World Cup. When you have 6 goals, especially a hat trick by the best player of the whole world, CR7. And there's no doubt on that. If there's any doubt today, then you should have watched Argentina and Croatia, and you could see that Messi has had no significance in his Argentinian team. When you see Portugal play, you see a leader like Cristiano Ronaldo pushing his team to press forward, to press up, and when you see Messi, he has no reaction. Don't get me wrong. I like Messi too. He's a great player. He's a great player in Barcelona. That's it. Because he has the half of the Spanish national team supporting him. So if they said recently that if Messi was Brazilian, he would have won a World Cup. I would say if Messi was Spanish, he would have won the World Cup. Um, but Portugal played extremely well. At some points, we caved in, and then you could see Spain like playing like Barcelona, tiki tak, and they were dominating the game. But we are very lethal in counterattack, just like Croatia today against Argentina. And if it wasn't for those mistakes at defense, I think we could have won the game against Spain. But the second goal, who scored the second goal for Spain? That was a beauty.
It was Diego Costa.
It was Diego Costa.
Yeah, it was
no,
Diego
Nacho.
Costa. The beauty.
Nacho.
Yeah.
No, that was the third one.
Exactly.
You're right.
Nacho. That was a beautiful goal. I think it was nominated the best goal of the first week. If it's not him, it was somebody else with another beautiful goal.
Should have been Ronaldo.
But that goal, even Rui Franguis couldn't defend it. So I don't. To tell the truth, from the bottom of my heart, I really think the 3 goals, Rui Patricio had he was not at fault at all. As much as I hate him because of what he did to Sporting, since we're just talking about the World Cup and the truth, I think he had a great performance. He was not at fault. But, to recap it, 3-3, it's a perfect score. Both teams did not deserve to lose, and both teams did not deserve to win. And that's how it fits perfectly for that game.
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful, man. I thought Ronaldo kind of before the game, all the headlines in Spain were about Ronaldo not paying his taxes and him being hit with the tax fine. And, Ronaldo pretty much –
the day of the game. It was given the day of the game, yeah. They poked the bear. They poked the bear. They should know.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I thought it was beautiful. I don't like Spain. It's a rivalry. We all know that.
When it comes to soccer.
When it comes to soccer, yeah,
absolutely, okay. Because I love nuestros hermanos.
Yeah, no. Soccer, the rivalry. Rivalry.
Gotcha.
No. The ones I don't like are the French, but that's another story for another day.
Le Franciu, que vendeu espingardu, ele disse que não vende carne.
We know.
I'll tell you about this joke later. This is a joke, but I'll tell you later.
Fair enough. But yeah, Spain, came out as I thought they would. They were going to play possession like they normally do. The tiki-taka, we all know how they play. So I expected them to dominate in that. I wanted to see how our back line responded, and honestly, they weren't too good. That one set piece that led to Spain's goal, Gonzalo Guedes got completely eaten by Busquets. He got completely devoured. I honestly don't think any player of our back line really had that good of a game. It was literally all Ronaldo. We lucked out a little bit on the De Gea frango, but it is what it is. It went in, counts. And then Ronaldo in that moment stepping up to take that free kick, him bagging it in was a moment I will never, ever forget. Completely lost my voice. It took me about 2 days to recover. But it was beautiful, and it was honestly a beautiful start to the World Cup. And I thought, with that result, it was going to carry us over into the next game, which we'll also dive into, the Morocco game. But it wasn't that way, unfortunately. So let's move on to that Morocco game, guys. We won 1-0. Ronaldo scored a nice header off a corner. Guys, give me your takes on what happened.
So I think in the Morocco game, we started pretty well. We were aggressive from the get-go. And then it's very typical of Portuguese teams, including the national team. When we score early, we drop the lines. I have no clue why. Don't ask me why. But all of a sudden, all I saw was Morocco. We had a couple players in counterattack that we could have scored, like Getz when he was assisted by Cristiano Ronaldo, and Cristiano Ronaldo another player inside the box as well. But besides that, it was all Morocco. I don't know why. I don't know why, guys. But Morocco outplayed Portugal. We got lucky in winning the game and getting the 3 points. At the end of the day, that's all we give a shit about, to tell the truth. That's all I give a shit about. I was watching the game with my wife. And my wife, she was hysterical, yelling all the time, even when it was not a dangerous play. If they lost the ball, she was screaming. I'm like, Claudia, it's nothing dangerous. Take it easy, you know. But it's that I felt the same way she did. It's like we didn't have any professional players. We missed way too many passes for the caliber of players we have. It's unacceptable. We had two fast players, who gets, which I like him very much. I don't give a shit if ele vai da formação do Benfica. I like him.
No, me neither.
The kid is good. It doesn't matter onde é que foi formado. And we had Cristiano Ronaldo. And then not be capable of making a 10-meter pass correctly to them, it was a big, negative against us. And that's what I think why we suffer so much about Morocco. They played against a good game against Iran, the first game when they lost 1-0 on a autogol do Marrocos, and they played real well against Portugal. I feel bad for Morocco. I really do. But at the end of the day, I'm Portuguese, and I'm glad that we won. Mas foi todo cagadinho. Foi todo cagadinho.
I mean, it was typical Euro 2016. To be honest with you, it was just flashbacks of that whole tournament.
Não, ainda foi pior.
No, I agree. It was the worst
better
performance I've ever seen.
Because nothing is guaranteed. We still have to tie against Iran. And
yeah,
Iran
but I don't think we'll lose.
Olha, não sei. O Irão nos jogou muito mal. Spain barely won, bro.
Yeah,
exactly.
They
won.
Spain barely won.
The only thing,
you know who's the coach? O Carlos Queiroz.
They shall sit. We won't lose.
He knows the Portuguese team quite well.
Yeah, but Iran hasn't scored a goal yet. That's the only good thing.
Oh, they'll score against
one goal,
us.
But I was an off. It was
yeah.
Fuck.
It was called
VAR callback. Yeah.
No, bro, the fucking Morocco goal. I'm talking about the actual goal. It was an own goal for this. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh yeah, it was the own goal.
That's the only goal they scored so far. So that's the only positive for us.
Well, knowing Portugal, they'll score against us, but I still don't think we'll lose.
Well, the thing is,
all we need is a tie.
Rafael Guerreiro, he was the worst player in defense. Foi comido ali.
He got abused. Abused.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. He made Amrabat look like freaking fucking. I don't know.
It was insane. He couldn't be stopped. The man could not be stopped. And that's a liability, honestly, moving forward, is that left back position. But in fairness to Guerreiro, I mean, he was hurt all season at Dortmund. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And left back isn't his natural possession.
Então não punhas a jogar if he was hurt all season.
Mas eu não sou treinador.
But I think he was a good call. I just think the backup left back was a bad. Okay, Fabio Coentrão, fair enough. He said he didn't want to go, but I would do anything to get Fabio Coentrão.
Who's his backup, Rafael?
É o Mário Rui.
Mário Rui.
É o Mário Rui, não é?
He's not bad.
It's the exact same. No, it's the exact same player. They're both attacking. They don't defend.
Mário Rui is a better
defender
than Guerreiro.
No, I'm looking for the
Napoli, I don't know, bro. He attacks a lot more.
I'm looking for the one that's in better form. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know.
It's tough.
To be honest,
Honestly, it's speaking poison at this point.
I'm not mad at him putting in Guerreiro. He had one bad game, but
yeah.
Two bad games, but Guerreiro's not a bad option. Hopefully, he grows as the tournament goes on.
That's what I'm hoping for.
We also had a slow start to the Euros, and we ended up winning.
Well, we don't need him to grow on the last game of the group stage.
Well, I mean,
I won't guarantee you.
If he gets confidence against Iran, that we can then go and face either Russia or Uruguay, that's not bad.
Exactly. I would give him 45 minutes, and then if he doesn't play well, punho o Mário Rui.
But the thing is, I don't even think Guerreiro has been our biggest liability. I think our biggest liability has been, between João Mário, Bruno Fernandes. I like Gonçalo Guedes.
Oh, yeah. The midfield.
I think the combination between André Silva and Ronaldo is 10 times better than Gonçalo Guedes. Gonçalo Guedes had an opportunity in front of the net. He tried to shoot it, and he basically passed it to Ronaldo. What the fuck was that? And
no, he had
because
one.
He's a Benfica player or nothing. Because André Silva is a Porto player. I hate Porto just as much as Benfica. The combination play between the two is not good enough. Andres Silva needs to play against Iran. Maybe stick Gedge out on the left or something.
But André Silva é mais ponta de lança. E o Guedes é mais ponta de lança falso. He's a number 9.
He plays more on the wing at Valencia.
Yeah,
for
so
sure.
That's
for
why.
Sure, but with this two in the top thing,
it's a lack of,
I think
it's a lack of confidence. It's a lack of confidence. That's what I see on the Portuguese team.
I think, but then that's why I think you start Andres Silva. If we're winning 1-2-0, 1-0's good enough against Iran. Even 0-0 or it's a tie game, you throw Gedge on, and then he feels a bit more calm, a bit more confidence about him. Obviously, throwing him on if we're losing is something else, but I think because look at our qualifiers, we were scoring a lot more goals, we were a lot more confident up top. I think we're missing way more now during the World Cup than during the qualifiers.
Listen, I'm gonna throw a curveball at you guys.
All right, here we go.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with the resignation com o Sporting nem o caralho. Não tem nada a ver com isso. But William Carvalho, tell me what you thought about his performance.
I don't think he's been that bad. Personally.
No, I think honestly, the whole team looked like they were just partying that whole week leading up to the game, and everyone was hungover as hell. Honestly, because I've never seen a team not complete a dribble. We couldn't hold possession, and it was everybody. It was even Ronaldo.
Yeah, and it was because also Morocco knows how to pressure
aggressive.
Very well.
Uh-huh.
None of our midfielders were ready for it. I think João Moutinho and William did well at times, but I think they were all just down to par. Like none of them were good enough. And if a better team learns how to pressure us and learns how to finish their chances, Portugal playing like that doesn't survive. But I don't think William did that bad.
I don't think so either.
To tell the truth, I think he did really bad because his passes were too slow, lack of speed. In a game like when you're playing against a team that's so aggressive, like Morocco in this case, you have to have those crispy passes, really with more speed and precise. And he lacked that. His passes were too predictable and too slow. And then in addition to that, when Bruno Fernandes came in, he was a disaster. Gelson Martins, he was a disaster. When we thought they were going to come to the pitch and make a difference, they didn't make no difference. He got a yellow card within 5 minutes.
Yeah, so, Adrian looks way off the paces. Listen, if Fernando Santos picked Adrian over Ruben Neves, he needs to have a good hard look in himself in the mirror because Adrian looks nothing like 2016 Adrian. Nothing like 2016.
Yeah, he missed half the season at Leicester, of course. I don't know.
Yeah, and even when he came in, he didn't win a spot. He had more time to relax, more time to and he looks nothing like it.
Yeah, I don't think he was training.
I'm gonna say something that you guys are not gonna like it, but what's the midfielder from Benfica, Portuguese? The name is Isu. I think Pizzi was in better form than Adrian. Opa. That's what. Hey, listen. I'm talking about.
You mean Pizzi?
I'm talking
the guy
about.
That lost his spot to a bunch of wings.
Listen, I'm talking about the national team now. I'm not talking about Sporting nem o carago.
He'll say much Pizzi now.
Okay.
Pizzi, I think, had a terrible season this season. If the World Cup was last year, okay, I would agree with you. But this season, I didn't see nothing from Pizzi.
Yeah, I'm with you, Danny.
I think Pizzi would do better than William Carvalho because William Carvalho, to tell the truth, he's thinking about money. That's all he's thinking about.
I think what this game needed in Morocco. I know this is a huge debate on Twitter and all of that, and I'm William over Danilo. But for this game, I think if Danilo Pereira was fit, Portugal would have had a much easier time. Because Danilo would have broken up balls coming from Morocco like it was nothing. He would go out to the left and help out Guerreiro. William, as a CDM, doesn't do any of that. William is good.
That's a big loss.
Winning. If he wins, it is. If he wins the ball and knowing how to spread it out after, playmaking, William's amazing at that. But when it comes to being gritty, when your team's on the fence and constantly being attacked, William's not that guy. Danilo, on the other hand, perfect.
Yeah.
Danilo would have muscled these Moroccans out of Ziyech or whatever his name is would have been bodied like it was no tomorrow.
Yeah, but even then, honestly,
was a huge loss.
The whole team just looked bad, in my opinion.
What about Manuel Fernandes?
I would have had him in instead of Bruno Fernandes. Quaresma instead of Gelson.
Am I right?
Manuel Fernandes.
He plays in Russia, for God's sake. He plays in a tough league. He knows that league better than anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, why not go? What about Ricardo Pereira?
Yeah, Ricardo Pereira.
Cedric has been off.
I would agree. Not even for Cedric, but
on the left side,
he plays left as well.
Or even as a right wing. Even in Porto this year, he played at a right wing when they needed to defend the. I don't know why he threw in Gelson. Gelson started off well, and then he gets injured.
Well,
and I think he got scared.
I'll tell you why I think he put in Gelson. I think he put in Gelson to help. No, well, yes, but also to help defensively because we know Gelson backtracks.
But I know,
exactly,
beautiful.
No, I know.
I agree, but that's what I'm
saying. Didn't work. It didn't work, but I think that's why he put him in the game.
When he came in, he was a disaster defensively and offensively. He couldn't even hold the ball. He was expecting calls from the referee. I mean,
I know.
This is not Liga Nós. You're not in Liga Nós.
That's why there's no Portuguese refs.
Yeah, because they will look at the referee. Vai para o caralho, levanta-te e joga a bola, vai à merda.
Exatamente. I know. I hate that. I hate that we always have to look for the ref every time we go down. It's so annoying. Just play play until the whistle is blown.
And Bruno Fernandes was a disaster. Even kicking outside the box, parecia amador de distritais. I swear to God. I thought he played at Vista Alegre or Águeda, uma coisa assim lá da minha terra.
It got a bit of traction. I said I think Bruno Carvalho when he terminated his contract, he terminated his intelligence too, because especially right at the end. I don't know why he doesn't hold the ball. And then with the thing with Gelson is I get that point, and I echoed the same thing, Bruno, where I think he definitely helps out a lot more in defense than who did he come in for? I already forgot. Bernardo Silva, who was also terrible. But then in that case, why don't you play Ricardo Pereira, who's a right back who could play right wing? Exactly. That also helps out track back a lot.
Fernando Santos is the smartest guy.
The kid is fast.
Did you guys see Pepe yelling at Fernando Santos to make a sub? Like that's bad. When a player who is playing on the pitch is yelling at the coach to make a sub because it's not working, oh God!
It reminded me of not Taça Portugal, the Marítimo game when Coates and Mathieu were looking at the bench of Jorge Jesus trying to get Pacini out of the game, and he still wouldn't do it. Flashbacks.
Yeah. I don't understand.
To tell the truth, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with Font. Even though he plays in the Chinese league, he's been pretty consistent.
Yeah, he honestly hasn't been as bad as
we thought. Yeah,
he's been all right. Yeah,
he's been all right.
The first game he was exposed a lot.
O João Mário is too slow. I didn't see. Yeah, o João Mário too slow. He's not hustling back. I saw him pacing against Morocco. I'm like, if this fucking kid doesn't want to play, and João Mário was sold by whatever money we made money off him. But it seems like he doesn't want to run back. The Morocco play. If we played 50% of the spirit, of the willingness of Morocco, we'll be champions of the world. But we don't. Our players, they're a bunch of prima donnas. They think, eu jogo no Inter, eu jogo no Real Madrid, eu jogo na Inglaterra, no Wolves, que acabou de subir divisão e vai descer para o ano. And then they think they cracks, mas não são. I don't get it. Hustle, like what I saw from Morocco, I loved it. If our team play like that with the talent, I'm not denying that we have talent, but with lack of hustling, we lack of eu quero mais que ele. If we play like them, we'll be champions of the world without a doubt.
Look, I think honestly, the team was out drinking the night prior because everyone looked hungover as hell.
No, honestly. Foi o conselho da mulher do Rui Patrício.
Or that. I don't know what it is, but I've never seen Portugal play so sloppy ever in my life.
Me neither.
I think we'll bounce back against Iran, though. I think we'll definitely bounce back.
They have to.
I hope so.
I don't think we'll play as bad. I honestly don't think.
I mean,
because even the president of Portugal criticized the team.
E Fernando Santos?
You put it on touch the mic, but I don't see anyone terminating their contracts.
They're rescinding it, bro.
That's another story.
Tá a ser feito agora, não preocupes.
Opa, houve lá uma coisa. O Presidente da República queixou-se da seleção portuguesa. Imagina se fosse Bruno de Carvalho. E era só manchetes no outro dia. It would be the whole cover. But since he was the president of Portugal, o jogo e o recorde e a bola, the upper class newspapers, the best newspapers, respected. Of course, I'm kidding. In the whole world, they don't even publicize what the president said. Mas se fosse Bruno Carvalho, o Bruno Carvalho se dá peido que cheira mal, they publicize it.
Yeah.
E ele deu peido que cheira mal.
E nem se tem peido que cheira bem. The newspapers would say it cheiras mal, bro.
It's I mean, we're going off topic, man. The meat in Portugal is way off with everything. Olha, your girlfriend.
No, it's Bruno Carvalho right now asking if I'm rescinding.
All right, fair enough, guys. So let's move on from Portugal here. Let's talk about the rest of the teams in the World Cup. Guys, give me your biggest surprising result as of today.
Easy.
Steph, go ahead. You go first.
Can I say two of them or just one?
No, you're number one. You're number one.
Well, that's a difficult one. Okay,
I know it's tough. It's tough.
No, but okay. It's gonna be Argentina 0 and Croatia 3.
Yeah.
That's
not mine. That's not mine. That's not mine.
Well, that's mine because the Mexico Brazil, Mexico Germany was a shocker too, but it was only 1-0. It was only 1-0.
But Mexico.
But it's Mexico beating
If Mexico would have finished those chances, it would have been 3-4-0 Mexico over Germany.
Olha, se a minha avó tivesse dentes ainda estava viva. But you're kidding me, aren't you? Because you're funny as fuck, bro.
That was great.
Morocco. Get out.
Bro.
I'm sorry, I had to mute. I'm dying.
You know what? Mine isn't Mexico, Germany, because Steph's been worrying us about Mexico for the last week. If you guys listened to last week's podcast.
No, I know, but Germany.
Mexico's going all the way to the final. They're all relaxed, bro. Mine is Russia beating Egypt. That's mine. Because Mexico beating Germany, we should have all seen this.
Nah.
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
It's a jacuzzi, bro. Those bubbles.
They were partying strong.
They were, bro.
Hey, it's bubbles. You don't even know if it's a jacuzzi or if it's farts. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, mine is Mexico, Germany. I know this one is 3-0 is a big scoreline. I wasn't expecting that, but I was expecting Argentina to lose.
I was not.
Listen, I said it last.
I was not either.
Last podcast. I didn't think Argentina was going to make the group, make it out of the group. I still think there is a chance.
They have a chance.
I think they tie against Nigeria.
No,
it all depends on how Nigeria. It depends on how Nigeria does against Iceland.
See, I think Argentina's
all
problem.
They need is a tie against Croatia.
See, and that's going to be Argentina's problem is Iceland, because I think Iceland is going to get the W against Nigeria.
Yeah.
And if a lot of people sleep on Iceland, but Iceland finished in World Cup qualifying, they finished number 1 in the group ahead of Croatia. So a lot of people sleep on that.
No, it's going to be Iceland against Croatia and Nigeria against Argentina.
No, but for tomorrow morning, Nigeria have to play Iceland tomorrow morning.
Yes. And I think, so let me see. We have Croatia in first place with 6 points, Iceland with 1 point, Argentina with 1 point.
Yeah, if Iceland win, they'll have 4. And then it'll be based on goal differential. If Argentina beat Nigeria, they're going to have to go goals galore against them. And then they got to pray that Croatia beat Iceland. But the thing is, Croatia's probably going to be resting players.
And I hate to say it, but if Iceland has 4 points and Croatia 6 points, I don't see them hustling. I don't see them hustling at all.
And there goes my bracket.
Yeah, because I see them saying, fuck Argentina. Let's eliminate them now than later.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
And both teams playing for a tie.
And that's not corruption. It's a tactic. It's the way it's been in all World Cups. Coaches think, hey, let's take it easy. So fuck Argentina.
Let's not get injured.
You saw it in in the World Cup qualification, it happened the same thing. Colombia against Peru. They both just needed a point, and they knocked Chile out. So it's happened. And so, I mean, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to read off the group standings as of right now, guys.
But before I forget, because is a bitch, Peru is out. But go on.
Yeah. So
and
first
Colombia
place.
might be on the verge. Sorry.
Yeah. So first place of Group A, we got Russia going through, Uruguay going through. That group is pretty much decided.
We just need to decide the first and second place.
Exactly. Yep. But I think it's going to be Uruguay play Russia, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Then we got Spain in first, Portugal in second, but both really in first because they got the both same goal differential. Iran in third, Morocco in last, and Morocco's out of the World Cup. First place for Group C, we have France, we have Denmark, we have Australia at third. We have Peru at fourth, which is unfortunate because they've played great, but they just can't finish the chances that they get.
Eliminated.
Yep. Group D, we have Croatia in first, Iceland in second as of right now, Argentina in third, and Nigeria in fourth. But again, Iceland and Nigeria have a game to play tomorrow morning.
Minus game,
Yep. Group E, we have Serbia and Brazil. Serbia's in first. Brazil right now has second. But again, same thing with Switzerland, also tied for second. Both tying 1-1. We have Mexico and Sweden at top of Group F, which I didn't see that coming. And Germany, as of right now, is out. And I hope that stays. I hope Germany doesn't qualify to the next round. I don't want to see Germany.
Me too.
We have Belgium, who looked pretty good in their first game against Panama. But again, it was against Panama. They won 3-0. They're in first. England in second, scraping a win against Tunisia, 2-1. Harry Kane. We got Japan pulling up the upset against Colombia. Colombia picking up the early red card, made their match very, very difficult. And then we got Senegal in second with the – was it an upset against Poland? I think it was an upset against Poland. I didn't
the rhetoric.
Senegal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Senegal is playing phenomenal.
I like the Senegal team, but
their hockey power play was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
When the player just came back in, it was beautiful.
Listen, honestly, if my coach had a Puma blazer too, like maybe I'd want to win.
No, listen.
Jesus wore a Puma blazer, maybe we'd win the league.
Seriously speaking, out of all the African teams, Senegal is looking real good.
No, yeah,
I like it.
I completely agree.
Egypt you know what else? Il parle français. La langue officielle, c'est français.
Oh, oui. I don't know what you said, but oui.
Les langues françaises.
Oui, n'est pas nous coup. Okay, go on.
So, guys, I have a question for you. If you're Portugal right now, would you rather play Uruguay or would you rather play Russia?
That's tough. I know.
Because those are the two opponents we're looking to face right now.
Yeah.
I say Uruguay only because
Uruguay play very similar to us.
Exactly. And I think Portugal would benefit having a game with a bit more possession. I think if we play Uruguay, we'd control the ball a bit better. And I know the defense is a lot stronger than what we did in the friendlies, but if you look at the games, like even against Tunisia and against Algeria, when we have ball possession and we're able to work through the midfield, we play a lot better. We are a lot more threatening than when it's just hitting it on the counterattack.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I would rather play Uruguay than Russia. Because Russia really
will
good.
have one
and they're at home.
Score. They're inspired. Exactly, and they're at home.
Yeah. The thing is with Uruguay, if you look at their two center backs, it's Godin and Jimenez, and they both play for Atletico, and we all know what Ronaldo does against Atletico. So that's pretty much my whole thing.
I'm not focusing on. I'm not focusing on that. I'm more focusing that Russia plays at home. And,
they're going to have the home ground. It'll be a tough atmosphere.
Yeah, 75% of the stadium will be Russians. And I would say 5% will be Portuguese, and the other ones is just regular fans.
Yeah, just Americans.
Yeah, because as we saw the Marrocos, Portugal, we didn't have a Brazilian flag. Yeah, we didn't have a lot. No, I saw a few Portuguese flags. It's not the point. The point is,
I know
the economy in Portugal is not that great. So who do you think Portuguese will travel to Russia? There's not too many. We don't have money. So you might have maybe, a few people going over, You know,
Right.
unless you planned it years in advance, which I'm about to do with 2026. Eu já sei o que é que vai acontecer. Sabes o que é que vai acontecer? Portugal nem qualifica, nem o caralho.
It's
Yo,
okay.
I will be
You can go
so
for America.
heartbroken.
I'll go for Canada.
Yeah, I know, because America is qualified, by the way.
Yeah, that's great. I'm definitely gonna go to a game. I just hope it's
Yeah.
to go watch Portugal and not USA.
Oh, Bruno, can I ask you a question? Hello?
Guess not.
Olha, foi a namorada outra
You
vez.
can't ask. You can't ask him. You can't ask him a question, buddy.
I'll ask you a question.
What's up?
O gajo foi-se embora assim de repente, nem diz nada a ninguém.
No, it's the same thing as last time. I think he just disconnected real quick.
Yeah, I know. Foi a namorada que disse: oh, para com esta merda ou não há nada logo à noite. And anyway, I'm gonna ask you a question. What do you think is gonna happen to Portugal after Cristiano Ronaldo? Exactly.
Man. Listen, we have a decent young squad, but just the way they're playing now, like I don't have a lot of faith in them anymore. You know, the way I see Gelson come on and do nothing, Bruno Fernandes, Gonçalo Guedes, Bernardo Silva. I listen, I had so much faith in Bernardo Silva. These last 2 games, he's done nothing. He's been garbage. So I don't know, man. I don't have a lot of faith in these kids right now. We'll see, but maybe Rui Jorge takes over for 2026 and he works with the people he's been working with for years. I don't know. It depends.
You back, Bruno?
Yes, I'm back. I don't know why I keep getting disconnected and then coming back on. It's annoying.
Yeah, I know why.
I
know why. I know why.
Shh, keep it to yourself.
Diz a namorada para ligar deixar a perna, meu.
É difícil às vezes.
But no, I think after Cristiano Ronaldo, if we don't find a player with charisma, I mean, we've only had a few in our lives. We had a geração de ouro when we had João Vieira Pinto, Luís Figo, this awesome Rui Costa. You know, I love Rui Costa.
I love Deco, man.
Yeah,
Deco was my boy too. Actually,
Paulo Souza. I mean, we had some amazing players and then we have Cristiano Ronaldo
and the boys.
Yeah, and the boys. That's it. And then we had.
We're gonna have to wait for his son.
We had Eusebio back in the days in our parents, golden years.
Which we got rigged, by the way. We should have had a World Cup, but we got robbed in England.
Yeah, in 1966 we got the third place.
We got robbed.
We were losing against Korea,
West
and then
Ham
we
won the
came
World
back.
Cup that year.
Yeah. Huh?
For you, England ganhou.
England won it.
Yeah.
The joke is
Stolen.
West Ham. West Ham fans always say they won the World Cup.
Oh yeah, I know, because
Bobby Moore and all that.
Yeah,
exactly. But after Cristiano Ronaldo, I don't know. It looks very shaky because our players are. It has nothing to do with Sporting whatsoever. But I don't see a team being committed, hustling. They're all pacing. None
of them though.
No,
it's not only the Sporting players. It's none of them.
No, it's not. No, I'm talking about the whole team, the national team. I saw a couple. O Pep tem dado aqueles crises de nervo, and you could see. Não tem assim, how do you say, gênio, no, raça. They lack of that. I miss those Porto players back in the 80s and the 90s. O Frasco, o Jaime Magalhães, those players that made our national team rasuda. Now it's so lazy boys, laid back. Like if I miss a pass, I miss it. I'm still great. I'm still gonna. It's all about making money now.
It is.
Foi jogo do caralhão do Morocco. They showed that we humble. We don't make a lot of money, but we want to play for our country. Portugal, it was like barely making it. Maybe they'll prove me wrong on Monday, and I hope so. I really hope so. But so far, I haven't been impressed.
Me neither.
I was impressed with the Spain game just because of Ronaldo.
Yeah, actually, that's fair.
But
that's fair. Yeah.
But the Morocco game was a huge layoff because I was like, all right, we're gonna build on this. We're gonna look like contenders, and we looked the furthest thing from it.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, even with the Spain game, the only thing that really pisses me off about Portugal was, at least in Euro 2016, we at least looked like a team. Like, we weren't attractive by any means, and we were definitely defending a lot more. But at least we looked like a unit, like we knew what we were doing. Now it seems like defensively we forgot what to do nowadays, especially in the fullbacks. Like Cedric did better in Morocco, but he still had a bad game. And then going forward, it's like we're a bunch of fucking idiots. We don't know what we're doing either. So that's the only thing that worries me about this team. Even against Spain, like we played better, but it was still not a unit. We weren't that unit that I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, in all honesty, I think it's going to get fixed. I think Fernand Sanch probably brought them all into like a players' meeting and honestly probably went off on them as he should have. I would have gone off on them.
I think he threatened to bring in. Oh, never mind. That was a bad joke. Never mind. Bring in a bunch of hooligans to fuck them up. You know?
No. Too soon.
Well, to tell the truth, you know, be careful how you talk to them. They might be sensitive and ask for just cause.
Verdad.
Yeah, fair enough, guys. So give me your predictions for the game on Monday.
I'm gonna go with a 1-1.
Steph, you can go 2 for 2 here. You got 1-1, Danny. Okay, Steph, what about you?
For Portugal?
Yeah.
It's so difficult because the way they've been playing. I'm gonna say a 2-1 to Portugal. Todos cagados com fraldas todas borradas.
All right, I'm gonna say 3-0 to Portugal.
Hey, bad foot.
Nice.
Because Iran's gonna have to play to win. They can't sit back.
That is true.
What are you drinking, bro?
No, they make a good point, but I think they're only gonna if they only attack in the last 20. They try to hold on for as long as possible.
Opa. I gotta tell you something. Have you seen the game with the Iran contra Marrocos e o Irão contra a Espanha? Shortinhos. Parecia o relógio suíço, meu. They play real well, man. They defensively, midfield, they lack a power play with the strikers, but midfield and the defense, they were very, very, very good.
That's fine. I think Portugal finally show up to the World Cup.
I hope Monday.
So. I hope
as
so.
A team. As a team.
Because we've showed up.
Because Ronaldo showed up. Ronaldo has shown up. Now it's time for the rest of the team.
For the first time in his career, we have nothing to complain about Ronaldo towards Portugal.
No, I completely agree.
You know, last World Cup, he had more haircuts than goals. This World Cup, he has fucking a goatee.
I think plain and simple Ronaldo is the best Ronaldo.
Yeah.
He's more mature.
This goal scoring Ronaldo is next level, man.
I love it.
And to be fair and square, I think Rui Patricio is actually doing a great job.
Oh my God!
Against Morocco,
very consistent. Against Morocco, phenomenal save. Phenomenal save.
Very good. I mean, I know. Eu sei que estou chateado com ele. Pronto, vou estar para o resto da minha vida. For the rest of my life, I'm going to be mad at him because who made his name? I know he's the one who played him. But who helped him? Who made him known to the world? 19 years at Sporting Club Portugal. It's not because he didn't like Bruno Carvalho that he had to piss on all of us.
Yeah, he didn't even say goodbye. He didn't say anything to the fans.
Very selfish. Very selfish.
I think it's unbelievable. You spend your whole career at a club and you don't even have the balls or the dignity to, give the fans a message. But
he didn't give
fair enough.
Listen, in the last 2 games, he essentially spit on us anyways, especially against Marítimo, not even going around, giving us the round of applause, blah, blah, blah. He definitely, I was definitely a slap in the face for us.
Big time.
But that doesn't stop him from still being an amazing goalkeeper.
No.
And that's one of my biggest annoyances about him. I know we're going on a tangent a bit, but one of my biggest annoyances is, you go with the super agent George Mendes, and the best he can get you is Wolves. You're a European champion.
You know why?
A Ballon d'Or nominee. I know why. Because George Mendes owns that club, basically.
No. That's one of the reasons.
They can pay the most money.
No, that's not why.
If you look at Wolves, they're all George Mendes clients.
The main reason being is a lot of clubs, they don't want to hire these players or sign these players because they know of the consequences of going to court and losing the case.
Yeah, that's true.
Rui Patricio, the 9 players that resigned with Sporting, you know what's going to happen to them? At one given point, they're going to tell their agents, impresarios, listen, I just want you to deal with this because I'm sick and tired of this. Because they're going to be called to go to court. Rui Patricio, Rafael Leão, every single player that resigns to Sporting, they'll have to go physically into court. I don't know how many times, maybe a few times. And players don't have time for that shit. And they'll get annoyed, and they'll say, fuck, you telling me I have to go back to court next month? Yes, you have to go to court next month.
I hope they have court dates every single month for the whole season.
Because they got Sporting they hired the best lawyers in the field, so they're gonna say, okay, you said you have nightmares. Tell me about your nightmares, and then in court they'll have to say what kind of nightmares they have. It'll be embarrassing to them. It'll damage their figure. It'll damage their reputation. Mm-hmm. So it could be dragging for 3 years. This whole thing. So these players, they live in England. They might have to go to Portugal, or if he gets appealed, might have to go to Switzerland, or might go to FIFA and say, okay, now show up to this court this day again and again and again. These players, they're going to tell their agents, see if you can negotiate this off the courts because it's becoming annoying and expensive. So Wolves they accepted this, but now they're trying to negotiate and pay the fee to Sporting. You guys know that.
Yeah.
It came out on the news.
And it's just funny because everyone thought these players were actually free and that we Sporting fans were crazy for expecting to get paid. Most of them, of course, being Benfica fans, but of course that goes to show you how inept they are.
No, there's quite a few Sportingistas as well. But the thing that players didn't think about was, oh shit, Sporting, they could appeal X amount of times, and this could drag for a long time. And their names are Rui Patricio again, Rui Patricio again, and he's going to court again. Didn't Messi go to court in Spain? Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't Ronaldo go to court?
Yep.
Yes. And that's the two best players in the world. And they went to court, and it was an embarrassment. It was a fucking parecia o carnaval de lá de ilha, da minha terra. And, and they had to go. And so Sporting's still going to make a lot of money. This is all smoke. And I think we'll be fine. But let me ask you something. Do you think Rafa from Benfica would have made a difference?
For Portugal?
Yes.
No.
I think so.
I don't think so. Who I think?
The way he finished Liga Nós, I think Rafa de Benfica would have
fair. But I think we have that in Gonçalo Guedes.
But honestly,
better.
I
think Rafa would have been better than Gelson Martins, to tell the truth.
You know who would be better than Gelson Martins? Thank you. Or Bruma.
I got you, Danny.
Or Bruma.
Bruma, yeah.
Bruma.
Either or. I don't listen. It's not because he was a Sporting player. I was saying this, or because he rescinded with Sporting. When I was saying this before, how Ronnie Lopes and Bruma get overlooked from Gelson, who had a mediocre season, or good, decent season.
Agreed.
I don't get.
He can't finish.
Because the amount of chances Gelson misses is unbelievable. Like, it takes away from everything else good he does. He's an amazing player, but his finishing, his lack of finishing ability just ruins him. It ruins him. Whatever club he goes to next, I hope he works on it.
Listen,
that's the only way he saves himself.
You know what's going to happen to Gelson Martins? He's going to be like another Renato Sainz. He's going to disappear. Nobody's going to know about him anymore. He's going to disappear, bro. That's what's going to happen to him. Rafael Leão, the same thing. Because Rafael Leão, if he stayed at Sporting, now he would be the king. He would be the shit. He would be given every tool possible for him to shine. Him going to another club is going to be...
It's going to be tough.
He's going to be overwhelmed.
The opportunities.
He's not home anymore. He's going to be overwhelmed. You know who fucked it up for Rafael Leão, to tell you the truth? Foi o pai dele. O pai dele é ganancioso. O pai dele só pensou no dinheiro. O miúdo, he got fucked by his father because he's still going to Twitter and putting likes on Sporting players.
One day he didn't have Sporting in the bio. The next day he has it, and then he takes it out again. Yeah.
The kid is confused, and he knows the kid is too young. You know what's going to happen when he goes to another club? He's going to be lost. Like, isto não é minha casa.
He's going to be eaten alive.
Even if it's Benfica, which I have nothing against Benfica. If Benfica gets Rafael Leão, it's a good deal for them. I'm not saying against. It's nothing against Benfica.
It's a good deal for us.
But he's gonna be lost. He's gonna be like, holy shit, this is a new reality.
But another thing. Listen, Rafael Leão could prove us all wrong. If he goes to Benfica, there's gonna be so much pressure on him. If he doesn't perform, minha Nossa Senhora. If he does perform, then he's the real deal.
And not only that,
for sure.
That's it. Game over.
And not only that, if he goes to Benfica, every single game he plays with the Benfica jersey, there's always a Sportingista. Hello, filha da puta, gatuno, ingrato. Every single game. You better off sign for a club outside Portugal.
Yeah, I agree. Quickly, just a quick shout out. One of our commenters on our chat, Juve Leo 76, says Gelson is gonna be like André Carrillo. You know what? He might be, bro.
Yeah, without a doubt. O Gelson não vai dar nada because the karma is a bitch, and it's gonna come back to him. Como o Bruno disse há bocadinho, he doesn't know how to finish. With Sporting, you would have time to develop and become a better finisher.
Yeah. When you go to these teams, they already expect you to do that. Especially if you go to a team outside of Portugal, Arsenal? They expect you to come in. They expect you to come in and start performing.
If Justin goes to Arsenal and he doesn't finish, Arsenal fan TV is going to kill him.
Destroy him.
My boy DT is going to kill him. Gonna learn how to finish.
It's for personal. He's got a cool jogger. He'll be benched in a couple games. He'll be benched because the kid, he'll be like, holy cow, this is a different reality. Full stadiums every weekend. Look at the pressure. The commentators from England, they don't forgive players like that. They'll rank them the worst player of the league right away.
And the owners won't be as nice. The owners won't be like, hey, do you want us to bring your boy back a season on loan to help him out, to help you out, blah, blah, blah. The owners are going to be like, hey, you don't perform, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. It'll be loan like
in England, let's be real.
It's vicious.
It's a crazy world. Yeah, it is vicious.
Yeah. Look at Slimani.
Same thing goes for all of them. I think Rui Patricio will do well in England. But if he has a frango his first game and then Wolves don't do really well, I don't know.
Rui Patricio, he left a club that was fighting for titles to a club that's fighting to get in the league, not be relegated. Yeah. Big difference. So instead of suffering 20 goals per season, it's going to suffer 60 goals per season because the defense is not as good. First of all. Second of all, his motivation is going to be like, olha o que eu fiz. Agora vou tocar a punheta como a minha mulher mandou.
We'll see what happens with them.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how this all plays out.
Ele vai falar com a psicóloga e depois já não tem nightmares.
And guys, just to finish this off, just one last question. I want to see if your minds have changed. If, obviously not Rui, but if the other 8 decide to decline to go back on their word and not rescind with the club and try to play next year, would you guys want them back?
No.
I'm talking about Battaglia. I'm talking about
the only player I will take back, it'll be Rafael Leão because I think he was fooled by his father. That's the only player I would take back because he's a minor. The other ones, the adults, fuck all of them.
Look, they will need to make a live video on Twitter or Facebook, and I want like 1,000 apologies and them admitting how stupid they are.
I'll take that.
That's fair.
That's the only way. If they just come back and say nothing, no, they definitely need to respond to us, the fans.
I'll take that.
I would take them back, but I also want this Milojevic or whatever his name is to fuck him up. Because I've seen some videos, bro.
That's good. I think we're going to be nice on set pieces next year.
I think we should take them back and sell them.
Yeah, or even that.
No, for sure. No, that's fine. But I'm saying, would you take them back as like players?
Players.
Like I said, I wanted
Rafael Leão, yes, because you could see on Twitter he's putting likes all over Sportingista players,
and he's a kid at the end of the day.
And yes, I think the kid was like regretful, and I think his father was a greedy one, como sempre. It's sometimes the fathers with minors, they the ones, hey, pá, olha que ele está a mandar 4 milhões, and they think more about themselves than their own kids.
Yeah, it's true. It's sad, but it's true.
How can you as Rafael Leão play, for example? I don't know for sure. I don't think he will go to Benfica. Símbolo como a águia. Puta que pariu, meu. És Rafael Leão, tens o nome de Leão, tens de ficar no clube de Leão. I'm only kidding, but I think his father, at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to Benfica at all. I'm just kidding. I spoke to a good friend of mine, Mario, o marido da Cíntia. He's Benfiquista. And, and Benfiquistas, they don't even want any Sporting players. Because they don't want to hear from us like, oh, você right. Campeonato.
They're
salivating
when they heard the rumors of Gelson and Bruno Fernandes going there. They were salivating.
Well, Bruno Fernandes is Portista.
I know.
Okay.
But listen, I don't care what they are. If you come to Sporting and you play amazing, if you give your all to Sporting, like Bruno did, let's be real here. Bruno gave us all, but the spit in our face. He wouldn't be at Seleção if he stayed at Sampdoria. Or
Exactly. Agreed. Ele só foi para a Seleção graças a quem?
A nós.
Exactly.
Mas isso não é notícia nenhum.
Because of his performances, of course. But we gave him a chance. Yeah, claro. Exatamente. O Adriano Silva também. O Adriano Silva. Yeah.
Slimani is earning $5 million a year nowadays because of who?
Because of Sporting. But he's grateful, though.
But he is grateful. But he is grateful. But that's what I mean. There's differences between the two players.
There's levels.
It's a different mentality. It's a different mentality. And it's sad to see that people from outside of the club, like your Slimani, like your Fabio Coentrão today, give us respect. And they know the importance of this club. And the players formed at the club, like Province was fucking, who is he? Rui Patricio, William, Gelson.
He didn't play the whole season. We had to pay his medical bills. Of course, he broke his ankle at the Sporting practice.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's the people at our academies.
Who the hell is he to ask for resignation, this little shit, when he didn't play the whole season? He didn't play the whole season, man.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But where was he from? Our academy. That's the only saddest thing about this whole thing. It's not your Dumbias and your even Bas Dost. It's not these players that don't know what the club is. It's the players that understand the club.
Well, we thought they did.
And that this club gave them everything.
Everything. Who would know about Podence? If it wasn't for Sporting, Podence would be a nobody.
Yeah.
Who would know about Rui Patricio if it wasn't for Sporting?
If we didn't put his faith in him.
Yeah, people forget that. Who believed in Rui Patricio was Paulo Bento. Because at the beginning, he was frangueiro do caralho.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was Paulo Bento.
And only when Paulo Bento...
He kept on saying, this kid is good.
Portugal.
This kid is good. Yeah. He kept on saying, who would know about Gelson Martins? Gelson Martins, he kept on missing goals. Nobody wanted him. Sporting scooped him up and said, this guy is going to be great. Who would know about William Carvalho when he was loaned to Belgium team, o Rogers?
Yeah.
Who would know about him? Quem que foi lá buscar? Foi Bruno Carvalho e Jorge Jesus que foram buscar a dizer, let's go get him because now he's going to be a better player. William Carvalho não era ninguém if it wasn't for Sporting.
Leonardo Jardim, not Jorge Jesus, but I get your point.
Yeah, exactly. Leonardo Jardim,
he wasn't making
any
strides in Belgium. Anything. No, nothing.
Nothing.
And Inácio, you're right. Juvelio 76 on the chat. Inácio as well. Played a big part in William Carvalho.
You Inácio, sim. Exatamente, you Inácio. No, yeah. I totally agree, and that's why I'm so upset with these players, because they forgot quem que lhes deu de comer. Cuspiram no prato. And that's why I'm so upset. They should know better than Bas Dost. Bas Dost, okay. He got beaten up, racharam-lhe a cabeça. He has a real vision. You know what I mean? In court, I think he's the only one that might,
Yeah, because he actually got physically attacked.
Yes, exactly.
No, but I still don't think he's going to win just because they're going to try to make it seem... Just same way Bartra wouldn't have won against Dortmund. When the bombs went on around their attack. It's a one.
But no one asked for just cause because...
You can't make an isolated incident on a one... make it a just cause for a dangerous work environment. It only happened once. Now, like Bruno Carvalho said a few years ago before he took charge, when the players weren't getting paid constantly, yes, that is just cause.
The just cause is proven when if somebody says, we know for a fact that Sporting Club Portugal, a direção de Sporting Club Portugal, ordered the attack, then they have just cause.
Oh, of course.
That's the only way. But so far, nothing has been proven. CMTV and TVI e a mais a puta que os pariu, they say, oh yeah, it was Bruno Carvalho, but without proving anything. So when you go to a court of law, the judge and the lawyers, they have to show evidence. If there's no evidence, meu amigo, não aconteceu nada por culpa de Sporting, which means that what? They have to pay up. Remember the player from Benfica, the one ball, Ureas?
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard, about that on the news? Ureas left Benfica for just cause. And I'm going to bring this up because Benfica don't like it. But it goes into our benefit because any good lawyer for Sporting will bring that case up for our own benefit. They'll say, okay, o Areias rescindiu o contrato com o Benfica, é dizer que não foi tratado bem, não sei mais quê, não sei mais quê. 3 years later, he has to pay back to Benfica $25,000. It's not a lot of money, but don't forget, it's a handball player, not a soccer player. So it's different modalities. He has to pay back. He's appealing, but his appeal wouldn't go any further because he will lose again. So with that said, it's just cause. In the court of law, it says quem teve culpa e quem não teve culpa. If that's not proven, then that's it. So I agree with Danny. Even Bas Dost, I don't think he'll win because nothing has been said that Sporting Portugal ordered the attack. If it was just a one occasion deal, then Sporting Portugal is not at fault. Because the next day, what happened? They increased security right away. They cleaned the balnearies right away. They called every player saying this will never happen again. They stopped the funding to Juventude Leonina. They did everything they were supposed to do to guarantee the players security and safety. So as far as I'm concerned, o Sporting vai ganhar todos os casos and they will see every penny back to them.
Yep.
I'm not a lawyer. Well, okay, so don't take it for, at 100% what I'm saying.
It's your opinion.
Yeah, it's my opinion. That's it.
Fair enough, guys.
This is proof that our Sportingismo is just a bit more than our national pride because we went from talking Portugal to
right back to Sporting.
The situation at Sporting.
Don't get me wrong, eu quero Portugal campeão do mundo. Don't get me wrong. Even if it's
I know, but it's a different love.
Sem caráter. Even if com aquelas merdas do Rui Franguiço e do Gelson chupa não sei onde e o William Cadillac. Mas I know I hate those guys because they forgot where they came from. O Sporting é que os fez, que eles não eram ninguém. Eles não eram ninguém. Sporting made them. And that gets me very upset because players like Acuna, Doumbia, players like Christovski, Coates, Jeremy Mathieu, not from the Sporting youth. They realized, hey, the Sporting Portugal is not at fault. And they agents. And this will fire back at them because in the court, Sporting will talk about that. Oh, well, these players resigned, 9 players resigned, but we had 20-something players that didn't resign and they were there that day. E depois vão chamar-se também à coisa. Por que vocês não foram embora? Because the next day they increased security and they promised us that this will never happen again. It never did happen again. And how can you say that you have pesadelos e não sei mais quê if you play the final de Portugal? How can you say you had pesadelos and say mais quê if you played friendly games for Portugal, for this national team? How can you say you have pesadelos and say mais quê if you play now in the World Cup? It's bullshit. And I hope they lose every case and I hope they ruin their lives and I hope they never become good soccer players. I really do. Because what they did to Sporting Portugal, they hurted me. They hurted you. They hurted Juventude 76 now on online with us. They hurted Bruno. They hurt every Sportingista. How dare you fuck with us? We pay cotas. We loved you. A gente apoiou-te. And then you take a shit on us because you don't like Bruno Carvalho. Bruno Carvalho is just one person. We are 3.5 million, 55 modalities, and the youth. They forgot to look at the whole picture, at the global, because they were greedy going after the money. So fuck them. I hope they have a disaster career.
All right. Fair enough.
And on that
note, drops the mic.
Às vezes quando começas a bobinar, esquece-te.
I know. It's okay.
You spoke well, man. I agree.
So, guys, I think that's pretty much it. We're not going to take too much. We're almost at 2 hours in, so I think that we're pretty much going to wrap it up now. Again, my predictions, going back to the World Cup for Portugal, I say 3-0. Steph has it at 2-1, I believe. And Danny, what was yours? Did you have it as a tie?
I said 1-1, yeah.
You said
I hope I'm
1-1.
wrong.
So there are your results, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back again next week for podcast number 14. We'll definitely dive into the what's taking place this weekend with Sporting, with the Assembly Geral. And we'll go from there as far.
One more thing. O futsal, we lost against.
O futsal também contra o Benfica.
Yeah, we lost.
But it's 1-1. It's 1-1.
Yeah. It's 1-1 on playoffs. It's best out of 5. The game against Benfica no Pavilhão da Luz.
Yeah.
Fomos roubados para caralho. Because
we were. That red
Miguel
card.
Ângelo devia ter levado vermelho.
Oh my God.
I saw the whole game. You guys know my secret, so don't tell anybody. I saw the whole game. What an embarrassment! Those referees. If they want to talk about cash ball, that was blue balls or red balls. I don't know. I don't know, because you could see that these referees foram muito caseiros.
No, I mean the guy trips him, is the last man back. It gets a yellow. It was the worst part was he didn't even go for the ball. He went straight for the man.
Yes,
and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
It was the same,
just so you guys know the rules. You would have stayed out of the game.
Sporting.
Yeah, you would have stayed out of the game for 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's like hockey almost. It's like the power play. It's like a power play.
And then he would have been injected. Miguel Ângelo wouldn't be able to play it for the next 2 or 3 games.
Yep.
So that's why I'm so upset about that futsal game. I watched the whole game, and it was an embarrassment to the modalidades. If they want to talk about corruption, os benfiquistas, wake up and smell the coffee, because if you don't think that game was corrupted, vai lá e já venha. And the next game for futsal will be on Sunday at 2:45 no João Rocha Pavilion. And I'm almost certain that we will win, because we'll have all our fans. And if we have to lose another game no Pavilhão da Luz, and the last game, the 5th game, will be no Pavilhão João Rocha, it'll be even better to celebrate another title, which people kind of forget, because Sporting Gatos, we were champions in hockey patins, help me, and volleyball, and now maybe futsal. We were champions in iniciados, champions in the ladies, Taça Portugal, Supertaça. So Portugal this year won, Sporting Club Portugal this year won a lot of titles, which I'll do a recap later once the futsal is over, and I'll tweet it.
Absolutely. And, we'll go over it again too, maybe in the next show once that. Well, it might not be done by the next show, but once the futsal pretty much wraps up, we'll do a whole recap.
We have track and field. We have table tennis. We wiped everything. We won na pistola de 50 metros. O Costa, he became champion of Portugal recently. Bilhar. We won a lot of titles. If people think it's funny, or migalhas, or they make fun of us, then make fun of us. But Benfica shouldn't make fun of us at all, because they didn't win shit at all. Nothing. Nada. Népias. Nil.
Bola.
Nada, meu. Nada. E o Porto também só ganhou o Campeonato de Portugal. Também não pode dizer muito.
Yeah.
Ok, malta. Prontos. Já fica
All
assim.
right, guys. So that pretty much wraps it up for episode number 13. We'll see everyone next week. Take care. Everyone have a great week. And Força Portugal.
Força Portugal.